Welcome. Tonight we dive into the quirky life of a young man and the changes he's gone through over the past 4 years. This is Panther Profiles. These are their stories. We change a lot over the course of 4 years. We change physically and emotionally. Our perspectives change about the world and, more importantly, about ourselves. These changes can be small and subtle, almost unnoticeable, until one day we realize the person we are today looks different from the person we used to be. I'd like you to meet Jason, who over the course of 4 years has experienced all this change differently from most, but in other ways just like everyone else. This is his story.
It felt like a deep breath. And once you do that, you realize how much your body needed oxygen. And that's what it felt like, was looking in the mirror just going, oh wow. And like having this, that deep breath of just like, I'm comfortable. Awesome.
Go, go.
Good?
Hello, this is Graham. This is my sound check.
Hi.
You look good.
Why, thank you. You as well.
Try not to get that over there, so that way my hair won't hit it. Okay. How much louder should I be?
I'm talking into a microphone that's clipped onto my shirt.
A sound check. 1, 2.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect, yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let's do it.
I keep forgetting he's only like 16.
Yep. Go over there to your mat.
I'm a baby.
I'm a dumb left. Just take the punch.
Please.
Darling, can I raise the aperture a little bit?
Cosplay. I heard that term before.
Cosplay is...
Cosplay? I'll wait till the train stops hooting.
Okay, so I do know cosplay. I did it once.
Actually, the first time I heard that word was 5 minutes ago when Patrick answered that question. But if I were to guess, I would say it's something along the like spiritual, cosmic realm coming down to Earth.
So cosplay is when you take one of your favorite characters from any animated series and you dress up like them, which is very hard for me because I don't look like many animated characters.
Cosplay is costume play. You're playing in a costume. And I also describe it as being a Disneyland character. Because you're dressed up as a character, you're improv acting the entire way, you're reacting with people, you're getting your picture taken, and you're competing essentially to be the best character. Just like, look at me. I'm beautiful. Hold my leg, let me pose.
Great character, Jason.
It's so much fun. We have big photo shoots with all of us. They do like fairy tale photo shoot and Hitalia photo shoot, where if you're dressed up as that character, you're leading with your head or your pelvis or your heart or whatever it is you do. And the team basically started with a Oron High School Host Club panel, which is a very, very popular anime.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen and those in between, to the Oron High School Host Club panel. Be our guest.
Let me think, it was myself and 7 other people essentially that were like, hey, for the panel, let's see how things work out. And when we did that panel, it was so popular that we had a 45-minute photo shoot, improvisation photo shoot and meet and greet after the panel. And our room was so packed of people that it was considered a fire hazard and they had to ask people to leave. So we realized, because of all of our own individual popularities and our own individual strengths and weaknesses, that by coming together we became this mega team of people. And we came up with Studio Rose because of the roses are beautiful, but then they also have their thorns, which is our flaws as people, and the flaws of cosplayers and costumers that aren't perfect.
That is 2016, me sitting next to my best friend Aiden at a panel at Ichiban Con, and me being sassy.
So cosplay, you know, putting on those shows and putting in different characters helps reveal a lot about yourself because you have to come back out of it. When I came back out of it for what was happening in my real life, I never realized about the character difference really until I was much older. But with cosplay, coming out of the character and going back into the character, you realize a lot more about who you are as a base person versus what are your influences happening in your life.
When I look in the mirror on a day-to-day basis, I just see me.
I see a girl who should be really proud of herself.
When I look in the mirror, I see someone who's not necessarily happy with the way that they look, and who's very self-conscious and who doesn't feel like they're beautiful.
One day, when I look in the mirror, I hope to see confidence.
I mean, putting on a facade was something I've always had to do.
Studio Rose dressed as Black Butler. And then that is not me just the cheerleader. That was my freshman year of high school, my cheerleading phase. I was 14 years old and dressing as a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader. It was about 9 hours of practice every week and was crazy. It was a crazy thing. Definitely an instinctive, impulsive decision, but I don't regret it. Don't regret it at all. And then this was when I was in the 8th grade, 8th or 9th grade, dressed in a white church dress that I wore the heck out of.
When I was younger, I always had to put on, you know, the very nice Italian little girl with the white church dress and the bow tied in the back and with the right mannerisms. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I was just a great actor. You have to recognize that feeling of coming back out of it. And once I recognized that, I was actually able to help myself a lot more in my real life because I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't me just now. That was me acting on for my family. And what I was doing was when I was in my room playing video games and I had my legs spread open and I was just eating Cheetos, you know, like that's, like that was me. Me dressed up with the tights and the boots and everything was just me being a shell, being an actor, being a character. That was when I told myself, I have to get into this. I have to get into this. I have to get into this because I was being made fun of. I was being looked at as, wow, you're wearing different clothing and you're wearing different things and your eyes look different and your hair looks different and you don't act like us. And I was like, okay, I gotta put it in. Gotta be that character.
Yeah.
And that was from about 11 years old until, well, that break that I had probably when I was about 15, that I was just on and off into that character constantly.
Have I ever felt like I didn't belong or don't fit in? Yeah, of course. I mean, I have those feelings all the time.
At the beginning of high school, I felt like I didn't really fit in.
Oh God, yes. Yes, all through high school.
Oh, I've definitely felt like I didn't fit in all the time, so many times.
On occasions, yeah, I feel like an outsider, but I know within that I always fit in.
Weird hair. I once had a bad haircut. My sister cut one side of my hair way too short and the other side was like really long.
I had bangs like when I was like 5 and I hated them.
I mistakenly dyed my hair purple one time.
Well, I went through this phase where I remember that I didn't like hair, so I had hair like down to here and then I cut it up to here.
And everyone told me they loved it and that I should keep it as a bob, and it slowly grew on me. But at first I was so terrified that I looked like I had a bowl cut.
June 4th, last day of school, the last day of school. A sophomore year, 2013. I was with my best friend Megan, who has, God bless her, dealt with me all of these years. And I said, Megan, I want to get my hair cut. And she was like, what? I was like, I want to get my hair cut. She's like, I know you've talked about this before, but your mom will kill you. And I was like, I want to get my hair cut. I've wanted to do this for a long time. Let's do it. And so she cut it up to about like my chin and she's like, you want me to go higher? I'm like, yep, do it. She cuts it off some more, until I've got this kind of like George Harrison haircut. Like I looked like a Beatle because my hair was really dark and just dark and straight, and I looked like a beetle. So, but I had a full face of makeup and like that baby white dress that I use as a symbolism for my whole 4 years of dressing as a girl. So I wake up the next morning, I put my glasses on, and kind of like that Spider-Man scene where he puts his glasses on, and he looks at himself. That was me. I I could not comprehend what was happening, and I swifted my hair around. I did the whoosh, 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 and like swished my hair, and I was like, damn, I look good. And I was like, yeah, all right, I like this. I like had this like wave of confidence come over me where I was just like, all right, yeah, okay. And I really liked it. I was like, this looks good. That was like the first time in probably like a year and a half, 2 years that I was going out without a full face of makeup.
Every single one of those photos, I'm not smiling at all. And in all of the photos from that photo shoot, I am not smiling because I thought it made my nose look big. I didn't like making my nose look big, and I didn't like my smile, so I never smiled. But as you can see, I'm smiling in all the others. I really didn't care.
The past 4 years have definitely been a struggle for me.
I have changed a lot in 4 years. A way to describe that is just confidence. I've really gained so much confidence in the past 4 years and really learned to love who I am.
I feel like I've become a completely different person.
In 4 years, I have grown to understand myself more.
I've accepted, I've grown, and I've evolved.
I'm not perfect by any means, but I've learned to understand myself a lot more.
It's been hard. Like, it's not lying, it's been really hard. My life would have been a lot easier if I hadn't come out, but at the same time, I would have been so much more unhappy. I describe it as like a stressful situation, but it's the good kind of stress. It's the stress that keeps you motivated and going. Like there are so many things. I believe a lot in fate and, you know, how God has a plan for all of us and the way he wants us to walk. And I have grown so much because of this situation. I've learned how to be kinder to people. I was a biatch in my sophomore year of high school because I did not know how to be kind to anybody. And, you know, being able to come out to your own and be true to yourself, you learn about all those things. I've learned where I want to go in life with my education because of this whole journey, about wanting to help other people and doing all those kinds of things. And so it's hard, but I look at it as I would not be me without it. You know, I've gone through a lot of crap about it, but I never saw it. I don't think a lot of trans people ever see it as courageous. We just kind of see it as something we have to do. I am different now than I was 4 years ago because I am healthier and true to myself.
If you could give yourself a piece of advice, looking yourself in the mirror 4 years ago, what would it be?
I remember, don't fight mom on the vegetarianism because you're gonna fight her about a lot of other things. Man, if I could go back and just make myself shut up for all of those times that I was fighting with like the tiniest things, that way I could have just like waited. I'm just like, that could have waited. I could have kept my mouth shut and turned the other cheek, and that fight could have waited. Because the ones that I had with her over being trans, those ones couldn't have waited. Those ones had to happen, and they had to be as big as they did. It had to be that way. There was no turning the other cheek and walking away. So I would have told myself, just don't fight her on it. Don't fight her on the small things. Also, you should have listened to her when she said don't join the cheerleading squad, because that was just not happening. I feel bright, I feel happy about my future. One of the things I've always done is I've studied very hard in math and science. I've had the dream to go to med school at one point because I would love to be able to help other patients, help other people who are going through this.
You love me anyway.
My girlfriend and I are doing really well. Okay. It's really the most frightening thing for me. Coming out of the closet, sure, whatever. Doing this, whatever. Falling in love, oh God. This is my story. This is Jason's story.
Thank you for watching Panther Profiles. I'm Fletcher Armstrong. Good night.